There's some that can, there's some that can't. The ones that can't is so damn mad. But shout out to the ones that can and understand that no matter how many kids a woman got, if she got kids or not, baby, a good woman is a good woman and a good man is a good man. And a real provider ain't tripping. But a bum that can't provide, that's on a budget, that wants you to go ahead, fitty, while you also go to work, take care of the household. Them the ones complaining, y'all. The scrubs.
This opening clip is very interesting, and I want to give a shout out to Brother Mark Cruz for sending it to me. And I believe that this clip shows the divide that American men and American women typically have, especially if we go down to the niche of the African American community. Now, I'm not saying that every woman thinks like her, but I believe we do see enough evidence that there are many women who feel like her or have the same kind of, let's say similar patterns of agreeing with what she's talking about. And the reason why I believe that is because many women find themselves in a similar situation that lady might be in. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she seems to be a single mom. She seems to have possibly more than one kid, and she's possibly believing that some man is going to come in and really bear the brunt of that responsibility when that responsibility is supposed to be to somebody else. But let me not digress. She starts off by saying a good woman is a good woman regardless of how many kids that she has. And I believe here's the issue that we're coming across, and I believe in American circles, especially in the black community. When you make the statement that a good woman is a good woman no matter how many kids she has, is a good man no matter how much money he doesn't earn, or if he's unemployed, or if he's short, or if he's fat, or if he's old or not good looking? You see, when we're talking about good, it doesn't mean that good is desirable. Good does not necessarily mean desirable. For an example, Steve Young, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL of all time, was a great quarterback, but he didn't become a great quarterback until he left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and became a backup quarterback on the San Francisco 49ers, right? He was good, but still teams didn't really want him. He didn't become great until he worked on himself and became a great quarterback and was around great people. But good doesn't mean desirable. At the time that Steve Young was playing terrible on the Buccaneers, he was not desirable. Nobody cared about him. Nobody really wanted him. Now, when you're a woman that has kids, when you say that you're a good woman, good for who is the question. This is not being mean. It is not being rude. Who do you think that you are good for? It is true you may be a good mother. It is true you may be a good employee. It is true you may even be a good friend. And it's also true that for some man out there, you possibly could be a good fit. But those are possibilities. What is it about you that make you good? Especially if you are single, you feel that you're good. But what about you is good such that somebody else says you're good? I can feel all day I'm a good basketball player. I'm a great basketball player. I can feel that I'm a great YouTuber, but there's only way to prove it with results, okay? If you're a high caliber person, then you're probably not gonna be on TikTok making videos talking about how you're gonna get somebody to save you from X, Y, and Z. So when women say they're a good woman, they're not qualifying who's gonna be the person to decide that. And a man is gonna be typically the one to decide if you're gonna be a good partner in a relationship. Women don't wanna agree with that, but that's absolutely true because men give the journey or the pathway towards marriage. That's first thing. Secondarily, she says, a real provider ain't tripping. A real provider ain't tripping. In other words, if you're not willing to sign up for what we're talking about right now, somehow that makes you fake. So if she has 3 or 4 kids and you don't want to sign up for that, you're not a real provider. Do you notice how women typically do that? Especially in the black community, it's like a shaming tactic. When you don't want to do what they're asking, or if you're not willing to deal with their situation, you then are not real. Although the situation that they want you to participate in is a bad one, but that makes you not real. And so she talks about, these guys are on a budget. They're 50-50. They're weak. No, it doesn't mean that. What it really indicates is that your situation isn't favorable. the one that you think is so good is good for you, for somebody to come in and deal with that, but it's not really good for the other guy, okay? But now I want to play a response that the brother made towards this particular lady on that clip, and then we're gonna come back and check it out.
Stop trying to shame, insult, and guilt good men into coming into your dysfunctional situation. There is no pride in coming in and rescuing you from all the drama, baggage, and lack that you have going on in your life. Only a fool would do that. We call them step dummies. And since we're getting out of the step dummy business, you're going to have to do it on your own, boo. And you know why? Because you're going to have to stay single. You know why?
Guys, you heard what the brother had to say, right? And he's making perfect sense. And again, like, it's almost laughable how people feel about themselves with no proof. I mean, look at her attitude. Her attitude is a very poor. I mean, she's just like so ridiculous, over the top, like overconfident, very rude, abrasive, and insulting when, I mean, I think the lady's like at least in her mid 30s, early 40s. Like, guys who are quote unquote a real providers will be willing to settle for that. And do you know how much opportunity real providers have? Real providers don't need to take somebody on that has 3 or 4 children that they don't know and be dealing with baby daddy drama. I mean, because if it was a real provider, you'd be with the guy right now. And again, these are not favorable situations for men such that they would want to just jump and get into it. And I want to tell you why. When I was coming up in Sacramento, California, this was like in the 90s. This was right around when the internet was getting started. You could see easily women in the black community at that time getting married like 2 or 3 or 4 times. Like, it wasn't hard to get married at that time. And sometimes they can get married with kids and come and get a nice guy that had a nice home and things like that. But once, you know, the world became smaller through connectivity and guys got to see on the internet and share knowledge. And, you know, like I said, I just recently had Austin Holloman here, you know, early June. We had JR Wisdom here in I believe it's in March. When you get to see the world as being smaller and you get to move around, everybody's seeing how many opportunities is really out there. And so when you get more opportunities, it's more competition in the market. You got more options. You can weigh that cost. And if you're not improving your position as a competitive mate, it's like, well, okay, I don't need to really deal with that because there's not really so much opportunity in dealing with you. And a lot of guys are doing that now. A lot of guys are just, you know, looking at what's out there. And when you hear somebody speak like that, and if you can do better than that, you're definitely going to do it. You're not going to be able to shame guys and taking care of your kids. You're not going to be able to shame guys into giving you free money. You're not going to be able to shame guys and doing things for you that you don't even want to do for yourself. You just can't shame guys into taking a bad deal where they're going to get nothing. That's completely stupid. That's completely absurd. And you see black men are being shamed by certain sisters out there because they don't want to put up with their stuff. And it's just, again, it doesn't make sense. So guys, what do you want to think? What do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.